Ankit, and this is a presentation on IEEE standard 802.3, that is Ethernet standard. Ethernet is used in various fields, like it's even used in International Space Center. So networking standards define the rules of data communication. They are needed for interoperability of networking technologies. Uh, it helps in creating and maintaining open market, so that different vendors can compete and their products are compatible with existing market products. In each layer some standards are used, like in application layer HTTP, HTML, transport layer TCP, network layer IPv4, IPv6, data link layer IEEE 802.3, for physical layer V.92. Now these are some standards organizations like ISO, International Standards Organization, ITU, International Telecommunication Union, IEEE, Institute of Electronics and Electrical Engineers. Now, IEEE is leading developer of international standards, like for telecommunication, information technology and power generation. IEEE 802 is family of standards for local area network, personal area network and metropolitan area network. The IEEE 802 LAN MAN Standard Committee maintains these standards. IEEE 802 family of standards has 12 members, numbered from 802.1 through 802.12. Now, services and protocols specified in IEEE 802 map to lower two layers, that is data link layer and physical layer of 7-layer OSI networking reference model. IEEE 802 divides the OSI data link layer into two sub-layers, that is logical link control and medium access control. Now these are working groups in IEEE 802. As you can see, only some groups are active, like IEEE 802.1 is active, IEEE 802.3, that is Ethernet, is active. The most widely used of these standards are Ethernet, token ring wireless network protocols and bridging protocols. IEEE 802.3 is working group for standard specification for Ethernet. It defines a physical layer and data link layer for media access control for a wired fast Ethernet network connection. The physical connection are made between the nodes or devices such as routers, switches, hubs via copper or fiber cables. Now, IEEE standard 802.3 is used for one persistent CSMA CD LAN. CSMA CD, that is carrier sense multiple access collision detection. If medium is idle, then it transmits. Otherwise, if medium is busy, then it continues to listen until channel is idle, then it transmits. If a collision is detected during transmission, it transmits a brief jamming signal to assure all the stations know that there has been a collision, and then cease transmission. After transmitting a jamming signal, it waits for some time, which is referred to as back off, and then it attempts to transmit again. In Ethernet, it uses linear bus and star bus topology. Signaling is baseband. It transfers 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, and it goes on to gigabytes. Cables used are coaxial cables and UTP. Now there are many variations of standard 802.3 in use. Now this is depiction of frame format. In frame format we have preamble, that is 8-octet pattern of alternating zeros and ones used by receiver to establish bit synchronization. Then we have SFD, that is start frame delimiter, which indicates the actual start of frame and enables the receiver to locate the first bit of the rest of the frame. And then we have DA, that is destination address. It specifies the stations for which the frame is intended. It may be unique physical address, a group of address, or global address. We have SA, that is source address. It specifies the station that sends the frame. Then length of LLC data field, then data unit supplied by LLC, then pad, that is octates added to ensure that frame is long enough for proper CD operation. Then we have FCS, that is frame check sequence, a 32-bit cyclic redundancy check based on all fields except preamble, SFT and FCS. Now IEEE 802.3 committee has defined a number of alternative physical configurations to distinguish between various implementations that are available. The committee has developed a notation. So in this notation, first we have data rate in Mbps, then we have signaling method, then we have maximum segment length in hundreds of meters. So here are some alternatives to 10 Mbps. So first we have 10 base 5. It specifies the use of 50 ohm coaxial cable and Manchester digital signaling. The maximum length of cable segment is set at 500 meters. The length of the network can be extended by the use of repeaters. Now we have 10 base 2. It is similar to 10 base 5, but it uses a thinner cable which supports fewer taps over a shorter distance than 10 base 5 cable. This is lower cost alternative to 10 base 5. And now we have 10 base T. It uses unshielded twisted pair in Starship topology. Because the high data rate and poor transmission qualities of unshielded twisted pair, the length of link is limited to 100 meters. As an alternative, an optical fiber link may be used. In this case, the maximum length is 500 meters. Now we have 10 base F. It contains 3 specifications: a star topology for interconnecting stations and repeaters with up to 1 kilometer per segment, a point-to-point link that can be used to connect stations or repeater at up to 2 kilometer, a point-to-point link that can be used to connect repeaters at up to 2 kilometer. Now as you can see, 10 base T and 10 base F doesn't follow the notation. Here in 10 base T, T stands for twisted pair, and in 10 base F, F stands for optical fiber. Now we have IEEE 802.300 Mbps specifications. Fast Ethernet refers to a set of specifications developed by IEEE 802.3 committee to provide a low-cost Ethernet-compatible LAN operating at 100 Mbps. The blanket designation for these standards is 10 base T. The committee defined a number of alternatives to be used with different transmission media. These are specifications developed by IEEE 802.3 committee to provide a low-cost Ethernet-compatible LAN operating at 100 Mbps. Here we have 100 base X for all transmissions media specified under 10 base X. A unidirectional data rate of 100 Mbps is achieved transmitting over a single link. The 100 base X designation includes 2 physical medium specification, one for twisted pair known as 100 base TX and one for optical fiber known as 100 base FX. 100 base TX makes use of 2 pair of twisted pair cable. One pair is used for transmission and one is used for reception. 100 base FX makes use of 2 optical fiber cables, one for transmission and one for reception. Now we have 100 base T4. 100 base T4 is designed to produce a 100 Mbps data rate over lower quality category 3 cable, thus taking advantage of large installed base of category 3 cable in office buildings. A traditional Ethernet is half duplex. A station can either transmit or receive a frame, but it cannot do both simultaneously. So if a 100 Mbps Ethernet runs full duplex mode, then theoretically the transfer rate becomes 200 Mbps. One of the strengths of fast Ethernet approach is that it readily supports a mixture of existing 10 Mbps LANs and newer 100 Mbps LANs. For example, 100 Mbps technology can be used as a backbone to support a number of 10 Mbps hubs. In the current 1 Gbps specification for IEEE 802.3, we have 1000 base SX. This short wavelength option supports duplex links of up to 275 meter using 62.5 micrometer multimode, or up to 500 meter 5 or up to 550 meter using 50 micrometer multimode fiber. 1000 base LX. This long wavelength option supports duplex links of up to 550 meter of 62.5 micrometers to 50 micrometers multimode fiber, or 5 kilometer of 10 micrometer single mode fiber. 1000 base CX. This option supports 1 Gbps links among devices located within a single room or equipment rack using copper jumpers. Each link is composed of separate shielded twisted pair running in each direction, and this option makes use of 4 pair of category 5 unshielded twisted pair to support devices over a range of 100 meter. 1000 base T. This option makes use of 4 pair category 5 unshielded twisted pair to support devices over a range of up to 100 meter. Now for 10 Gbps Ethernet, we have 4 physical layer options. That is 10G base S. It is designed for 850 nanometer transmission on multimode fiber. This medium can achieve distance up to 300 meter. Then we have 10G base L, designed for 1310 nanometer transmission on single mode fiber. This medium can achieve distance up to 10 kilometers. 10G base E, designed for 1550 nanometer transmission on single mode fiber. This medium can achieve distance up to 40 km. And 10G base LX4, designed for 1310 nanometer transmission on single mode or multimode fiber. This medium can achieve distance up to 10 kilometers. So this is evolution of Ethernet. The first iteration of Ethernet was in the year 1983. That was 10 base 5. Then in 1995 we have 100 Mbps, so-called fast Ethernet. Then 1998 we had 1 Gbps, that was over fiber optic cable. Then in 2002 10 Gbps Ethernet was introduced. That was a milestone. Then further we had in 2010 we had 4200 Gbps. Then in 2016 we had 2.5 Gbps, 5 Gbps and 25 Gbps. Then in 2017 we had 200 to 400 Gbps, and now in year 2021 we have terabit speed. IEEE has over 400,000 members in more than 160 countries. It has an active portfolio of nearly 1200 standards and more than 900 projects under development. It has been more than 30 years since the first Ethernet standard was approved, and it is the most popular communication standard.
Ethernet permeates all medical devices, banking, avionics, robotics. It's even used in new hardware drive storage.
So that's the end of this presentation. Thank you.